Annyeonghaseyo from Korea. Welcome to Next Makjip. My wife's Korean and I've lived in Korea for nearly half my life. Every week I cook a new Korean dish. This week it's Mul-naengmyeon. Korean summers are very hot and Mul-naengmyeon is a cold noodle dish. Naengmyeon means cold noodles. The mul part, well, mul means water, so it's a watery cold noodle dish. The alternate is naengmyeon, and naengmyeon you make a spicy sauce and you mix it with the noodles and there's less water. So Mul-naengmyeon, it's just more water. There's like a lot more broth that goes with it. In fact, I'm going to show you today how to make the broth from scratch so you can make your own broth at home. It's very easy, though it does take a little bit of time. Alright, let's begin. The first thing I'll show you how to make is our radish. We want to pickle the radish, and the best thing about this recipe is you can actually use this to make this radish. This is very similar to the radish that is served with chicken. When you get fried chicken in Korea, you get radish and it tastes like this, and it's so good. So I highly recommend you try this out, even if it's just to make this radish. For the radish, we want to get our water boiling and then get everything sort of mixed in. The sugar, the vinegar, and the water, just like that. Now it's boiling, I can remove it from the heat. And then pour it over my thinly sliced pieces of radish. Now you can also do the radish into cubes, though that won't work for this dish. That's for other ways of eating it, but you could do it that way too. Now let's get our meat ready. I'm using beef brisket here. You want to use a meat that doesn't have too much fat in it, and when you slice it nice and thin, it's going to look really good. So throw that in the water and let it soak for an hour to remove the blood. So all that blood's going to come out of it and we want to get rid of that. We don't want that going into the broth. So now my meat's basically ready and I'll get rid of that water, of course. For my stock, there's a few ways you can do it. There's sort of a basic way, but I like this way where you just basically throw in some vegetables and some things you have lying around. The key one though for this is also adding a little bit of pear. It adds a really good flavor to it. This is Korean pear and it just goes great. Nice sweetness to it and helps sort of tenderize the meat a little bit as well. I've got some onion and then a bit of ginger. If you don't really like ginger, don't add a lot of this. I do recommend adding just a little bit though. The ginger gives your broth a little bit of extra sort of flavor to it. And if you don't add the ginger, it's sort of missing something that I feel like it should have. But obviously just don't add too much if you're not a big fan of ginger. We're ready to go. Put in some peppercorns and some garlic as well. Alright, the trick with this is we're going to be cooking it for a long time. This is going to sit, it's going to boil away, and then as it boils down, we're going to be left with the broth that we want, and as well as the meat sort of getting nice and tender, because we're going to use that meat as a topping later. As you cook, remove the foam, get rid of that. It can be quite difficult to get the foam, so just do your best. The more foam you remove, the better. At this point, we're going to let it sit and just boil away and then come back to it. Look at that, perfect. Now I'm going to take the meat out and put that away for later. Like I said, we're going to use that as a topping. Then in a separate bowl, I'm just going to get rid of these other vegetables out. You can just run all of them through a strainer, but I'm actually going to add in the soy sauce and some other ingredients now, like a bit of sugar, some salt, and then give it a good mix while it's still just cooking away a little bit. That'll just help make sure it gets all boiled in. So I'm going to do that for about maybe 5 minutes. I don't want to lose any of that water or broth at this stage, so just enough that it's going to get incorporated in there, especially the sugar. You can always add less sugar as well. You don't need to add as much as I did. I do like a little bit of a sweeter broth, so if you like it less sweet, just take out the sugar, or add at least a little bit less sugar. And that's beautiful. Now once it's cooled, just like that, we can add in some vinegar. At this stage, obviously you can taste it. If you want, you can add a little bit more salt, more vinegar, just adjust it based on your sort of preferences. And of course, let's put this in the fridge now that it's cool as well, because this is going to be a cold noodle dish, which means our broth needs to be cold too. You can see the meat's nice and soft there, and I'm just slicing that up beautifully into thin little strips, and this is for our topping. Speaking of topping, we also need cucumber. Mul-naengmyeon and just bibimbap is almost always served with this wonderful cucumber. In summer, cucumbers are plentiful in Korea and very tasty. So they add a lot to the dish and are nice and crunchy on top. And Korean pear as well. If you don't have Korean pear, you don't need to add it. It's not a must-have. But in Korea, when you're having naengmyeon, there's nothing better than Korean pear on top. Look at the picture. Korean pear is the one at the bottom. Korean pear, meat, cucumber, and then radish. I'm basically following that picture and how I'm going to plate it. So these are the noodles that we want to use. I want to use the ones, I just use these like, this packet. But you can actually use a lot of different types of noodles if you want to do this dish. But these are sort of specific naengmyeon noodles that you buy. And it's just easy to buy the packet because it's quite cheap. And then you get some broth that I can use for other things later. The reason I don't want to just use the broth that's provided is it's very bland and very tasteless. Making your own is much more satisfying, and the flavor is 1,000 times better. I'm going to cook these noodles for about 3 minutes, then you wash them and make sure that you're removing the starch, putting them under cold water. Remember, cold noodles, you always run them under the cold water and rub them to remove starch. My radish is ready here, so I'm just going to put that in a bowl for later. I'm going to add some ice cubes to really make sure that this broth that I'm using is going to be cold. The colder, the better. Alright, the fun part. This is my favorite part of cooking, is when I put everything together. It's also the most nervous part. You never know what it's going to look like. Is it going to turn out okay? What's the best design? Luckily for me, I had that packet, so my mission today was to follow the picture on the packet and make it look like that. But really, it doesn't matter. You just throw everything on top if you're eating it at home. I like to imagine that if I was working at a restaurant, what I would do. You're not going to have too many toppings, but I think, as I say later in the video when I'm eating it, if you jump ahead, the best thing about cooking at home is you've got all these toppings aside, just throw them all on. Get a lot of toppings, why not? And look at that, it's beautiful. At this stage in the cooking process, I'm getting very hungry, so I can't wait to eat this. So I'm going to eat it, and I'll tell you what I think of it. Ooh, look at that. That looks good. Can't wait to eat this, so let's get straight to it. Now let's add this. This is a bit of sort of mustard sauce, so I'll put that on as well. This came with the noodles and the broth pack. The best thing about cooking for yourself is you don't have to go light on the toppings. So let's just add a bit more meat to this dish. And more cucumber. I always like the crunchier parts when I'm having it. Now, the one I cooked earlier with the delicious noodles that we got with the packet has disappeared. My wife has it, she's already eaten it. So I've got this one, and I've used a different type of noodle because we were out of the other noodles. So this is Mul-naengmyeon. It's a little different. This one is different, but the taste and the broth is all the same. Let's mix it up. Yes. I love it when it's full of toppings like this. Go. The mustard sauce gives it a bit of sort of wasabi type flavor to it. It's really good. Usually when you have naengmyeon in Korea at a restaurant, you'll get little bottles of mustard sauce as well as some vinegar, so you can adjust it to the taste that you like. We've already done that when we made the broth, so we don't need to add anything extra except maybe the mustard sauce if you like. Oh, and this meat. That meat actually goes so well with it. Perfect. Look, I'm gonna eat this. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something a little bit more about naengmyeon if you don't already know. I post a new Korean dish every week, and on Monday I'll share a little bit about life in Korea. What's it like outside of the kitchen? Alright, 안녕히 계세요. See ya.